Well, hello, friends. This is Larry again with the Wiley Worm Farm. It's time again to feed my worms. I'm a little bit late today. I usually do this on Friday, but this is Saturday. This is July the 8th on Saturday, and we got to catch up. We got some catching up to do. This bin here was my original worm. Let me make sure I'm correct here. Yes, my original worm. Turn around where I can read it better. My original worms, which consist of 150 worms initially, and I went back and bought a few days later 150 more, so I had 300 worms. This 300 worms now has grown to a population of somewhere around 1,000 worms. I've done some adjusting, had it a larger bin, but I found out later that I should put about 1,000 worms in about a square foot container, and this is right out of 1,000 square foot container, so that's what I've done. So we'll go in here and I want to aerate my bin a little bit. I see right now the first thing I need to do is put some more moisture in here. I'm told that these worms, look at them in here. These worms like a moisture about 70 to 80% moisture. And I don't have quite that much moisture, so we'll go back in here and put me a little bit more water in here. Make sure my little worms get what they need. Just aerate it here, and then we're going to feed these babies. I got plenty of bedding in here. And, well, there's a little bit, I got a little bit of food left from last time. Not much, but a little bit. This right here, I think this is what's left from a cantaloupe I had. And I'm going to lay this over here for the meantime. And then we get right back in here and aerate this bin pretty good here. Give them plenty of breathing room in here. And then give them a good feeding. I got a watermelon the other day. My sister actually had, somebody gave her a few watermelons, and I got one of those melons from her. So I'm going to feed these babies watermelons. So here we go, get started. Watermelon. I understand they love watermelon. In fact, another bin that I've got, I fed them watermelon. I'm telling you what, now they just devoured that watermelon. Got a little bit more watermelon here. Make sure I feed them good. Got to keep them well fed in order for your worms to grow, to populate. By the way, speaking of populate, I was watching a video the other day, and this guy who's been in business since 2014 said that a worm will produce a cocoon, about one cocoon per week. And that cocoon will produce 3 baby worms from that. So you put one worm in and you get more baby worms back. So here I'm putting a little bit of kale. First time I've tried any kale, but I'm going to try this. Had a little bit left from a salad my wife was fixing. They love anything to do with leafy vegetables, so they'll probably just tear this up here very, very shortly. I'm probably, since I'm a little bit slack, they go through watermelon so quick, I'll probably have to go through it again before the week's out. But I'm going to cover them up so I can keep the odor out. Because that watermelon has been sitting there for a day. I've got a little odor in here because of that. Because I planned to do this yesterday afternoon, and I didn't get a chance to. And when I get through here, I'm going to put a little water, a little moisture in here, moisten this up a little bit. I want to get plenty of moisture. And in this bin here, we'll go ahead and take care of this whole video in this one. I've got 200 worms in this bin. I counted them out a few days ago. I've got 200 worms in here. Boy, this is really dry here. I'm going to have to really, really moisten this up a lot. 200 worms in here, and I'm going to see what these 200 worms turn into. I'm fascinated at how fast your worm population can grow. And they could grow even faster if I keep my bins moistened up a little better. I'm gonna have to do a little better job of that. So I'm thinking of working on this. And again, this is a learning process. I've only been doing this since got my first worm January the 17th. I've only been doing it a short time, so I'm learning. I'm growing and learning and building my population more. I'm gonna put that chunk of watermelon there, cover it up real good. Make sure I got the odor out of it, and feed this little container here of 200 worms. And then in a little bit, I'm gonna go back in here after I cut the video off, and I'm gonna moisten both of these beds really good. By the way, I've got another bed here. Now this bed here is only cocoons. I counted them out the other day, got the worms out the best I could, and I got only cocoons in here. And I cannot wait to see how this is going to turn out. I want to tell you, this is the worm business. The worm grows so fast and populates so fast that it actually fascinates me. Well, until next time, folks, again, this is Larry with the Wiley Worm Farm. I've got a link to Mimi's Worms where I bought my last 1 pound of worms. I'll have that on this video. Also, a link to Wiley Worm Farms. And also, if you'd like and subscribe, it would help us. We appreciate it. Until then, God bless you until next time.